What's up, everybody? Borough Podcast back at it again. Let's get through these ads so we can get into the episode. First up, we got Eric at RCG Mortgage. If you're a first-time home buyer or have been thinking about refinancing, shoot Eric a call or text him at 631-774-1783. He'll get you pre-qualified and answer any questions that you might have. Again, you can contact him at 631-774-1783. And if you're in the market for a new home or refinancing or doing some renovations on your home, maybe you need a land survey. Contact our guys at Municipal Land Survey, 631-345-2658. They'll help you out with all your land surveying needs. Putting in a pool, putting up a fence, buying a new house, getting your taxes reappraised, whatever you need, they got you covered. Last but not least, guys, we're brought to you by AS Engineering Services. They are a full-scale architectural engineering firm. They deal in residential, commercial, rebuilds, new builds, whatever you want to do, they got you covered. You can reach them at 631-560-0259 or www.asengineeringservices.com. All right, guys, so this episode, we actually had no guest. We got stood up, so to speak. So what you get to listen to is us three hosts, myself, Eric, D-Rock, and Steve, our researcher team Steve, whatever you want to call him. Hacker Steve, we call him also. Talk about whatever comes out of our fucking minds. It's pretty goddamn funny. Hope you guys enjoy it. All right, guys, we're live. Let's get into it.
Borough Podcast. D-Rock.
Yarbs.
That's hot.
Classy as ever.
And
also Steve.
We don't have a guest tonight because people canceled on us. So we're doing it. Fuck it, we're going live.
We're doing it live.
We're doing it live.
This fucking thing sucks.
We're doing it Bill O'Reilly style. It's just us. But
Steve, you got to talk into the mic too.
Okay.
Crippled Steve, our research guy's back in town, and Steve hit it big lately. So
I hit it medium.
Whatever.
Balling out of control.
Steve, all right, so let me preface this story because this is a pretty cool story. And Eric, actually, I don't think you've heard this yet.
Dave, you can start with putting your headphones on.
Well, I don't need my headphones on.
Yes, you do. You need your headphones on.
Why does this bother you so much?
That's the rule.
Because you are the biggest one that, like,
Bro, I am. My mouth is as close to this fucking mic as it can
It doesn't
get.
matter, though. Your levels, no matter, you could be sucking that fucking microphone like a cock.
I am right now.
I know,
fucking jerking it with my hands.
I've already watched your levels drop up and down.
Watch shit.
We need to get
glued.
video.
I can
right
fucking
here.
No, but it doesn't
Look at
matter.
it.
Just because you're close and you're sucking it like a big black cock, like I know you love to.
Dave ruins your listening experience by refusing to wear headphones, listeners.
The headphones don't do anything.
Yes, they do. They let you know when you're fucking fading away. Like
They
this.
Hey,
true.
Dave.
Yeah. That's the whole
Listen, you
purpose
can't
of
talk
having
until you
us.
start getting here on time.
Just
Okay?
I don't know that one has really anything to do with the
Oh, I
other.
think it does.
I don't know that my tardiness affects my sound quality.
It affects everything. It affects my sound quality. The later you get, the more my back starts to sway and I move away from the mic. Anyway.
I can't tell you how fantastic you look with your bucket.
So, Steve and I worked at Motorola for several years, and Steve is a notorious slacker, procrastinator guy who's obsessed with the internet. So,
Hacker.
Steve would get wrapped up in internet shit, memes, or whatever the cool thing on Reddit was, and he wouldn't do any work for like days on end because he'd be wrapped up
Down the rabbit hole?
Yeah,
Living the dream.
And whatever was going on in the internet. So it was a problem. And me and Steve worked together for like, I don't know, 7-8 years?
A while.
And so Steve went down this rabbit hole back in 2014?
Early 2014.
Which I'm pissed because I had left Motorola, so I wasn't working when this happened. But it's pretty safe to assume that this meme, the Doge meme, came out, and you probably went bonkers with it and probably lost a month of your life to it.
So it was just another meme. There were more than just that, but that was like. So
Explain what it is.
So Doge, the Doge meme is this dog, and instead of dog, it's a Doge, and it's like you've probably seen it. It's this Japanese like breed of dog, and it's like
It's a Shiba Inu.
Thank you, I can't pronounce that, and it's like such wow, it's just silly, stupid things. Anyway, so this guy Jackson, I think his name was basically mocking Bitcoin at the time and made a meme coin, which was this Doge meme, and like called it Dogecoin, and it was just a ridiculous thing, to mock Bitcoin, and so it turned into like a currency for memes, basically, and stupid.
It was almost like a but it had an actual
right.
You could tip somebody for being funny, basically.
Yeah, you would get a token. Or several,
and it was
or
like
whatever.
1/1000th of a penny or some fucking shit.
Yes, actually. But what was funny was they were doing stupid shit with it. So like they would take like hundreds of millions of these things, which actually equaled, like some serious money, and like do shit. So they were like digging water wells in Kenya, and they were like feeding the homeless. And at one point they sponsored a fucking NASCAR and like got a full rap on it. And it was Josh Weiss drove it. I remember this clearly. It was ridiculous. And, like, it was this stupid dog looking at, like, so anyone that was behind him had to stare at this meme for the duration of the fucking race. It was the greatest thing ever. And it was
just nice to have money to fucking do stupid shit like
that.
Well,
Well, everyone was donating. There was, like, at the time, there was, like, 40,000 people on this subreddit. So, like, everyone was donating, like, 50 cents. And then all of a sudden, crazy shit went down. But it was all done in Dogecoin because we were retards. And like, it was hilarious. So yeah, so that was happening. So I do internet things. So I was getting internet points, and so I was getting Dogecoins, and that's what was happening. I have to shove it in my mouth too.
Yeah,
fillet it.
Okay. So yeah, I was getting Dogecoins, and then. Fast forward to what? Like
forgetting about that
4 years later,
like a week, like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
and
And what made the price spike and go up from like several fractions of a cent to 2 cents?
No fucking idea.
And how
well,
long
you
did-
said that this guy merged it with another coin,
well,
an actual
yeah.
crypto.
So
So
at-
4 years later, cryptocurrencies are a big deal. They're being
Right.
traded
Right.
now. So this guy who invented the Dogecoin, which I don't know why Steve doesn't remember to tell you guys this, he told me this.
At one point,
the guy at some point started catching on that this could be worth something, so he merged it with some other cryptocurrency, and it started gaining some value.
yeah. So what happened was the way it works is it's a proof of work coin, like Bitcoin, where you have to do these mathematical equations and da 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 da.
Well,
But the thing
solve the hashes,
right? To solve the hash exactly. So the thing was that there just weren't enough miners to like keep the coin alive because it wasn't worth shit. So people were like, "Why should I fucking mine this coin? It's not worth anything." Like it's funny as a joke, but like there's actual money to be made mining like legit coins. So they ended up doing a merge mine with Litecoin, which is like one of the first altcoins. I think it's the first altcoin actually that ever like existed. So they did a proof of work merge with Litecoin. So now, even right now, if you mine Litecoin, you'll get Dogecoins.
Is that why my fucking Litecoin went down so much?
Well, at the time, Litecoin was like $4.
Oh. No.
And now it's like $1.60 or $1.50 or something.
It was over $2.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, it was like,
dropped.
it was, $20. It went, but
Yeah.
so it's crazy. So, yeah. So Doge was worth basically nothing. I think the most it was ever worth was, that I remember, was like, at the time, it was like 0.05 of a cent or something like that, or 0.5 of a cent.
You're looking at me like I know.
I don't know.
no
Something. It was
fucking idea.
something in that. It was fractions upon fractions of a penny. Anyway, I get an email from my friend, and he's like, "So."
This was 2 weeks ago. You get
2 weeks ago, I get an email. Yeah, around.
Well, hold on. Preface this with how
okay.
much Dogecoin you had. So
Oh,
it's
yeah,
all
yeah,
makes
yeah.
sense.
So, like-
you ended up mining a good amount of Dogecoin, right?
I mined a good amount because at the time it was like you could.
Because Steve gets wrapped up in dumb internet shit, so he went crazy and mined a lot of Dogecoin.
Yeah, and then what I couldn't mine, I was just like running the meme economy, man, and just getting mad tips.
You had a banana meme republic.
Yeah, I was just being retarded.
So how many you had? You said you had around 500,000 Dogecoins?
Yeah, I had given away something like 2.6 million, and I had I had a stash of like 500,000 just to like give out to random people. and then I just stopped using it because,
the meme faded and nobody gave a shit.
and I was just like, yeah, whatever. But I had this thing. So anyway, my friend emails me out of nowhere, and he's like, yo, Bitcoin's going crazy. How many? Because I used to have Bitcoins, too, back when they were worthless, and I tossed them all, and, that's another fucking
Of course,
story.
yeah, that's what happens.
But, yeah, so I had, like...
I'll tell that story right after this one.
Oh, God, that's painful.
Go ahead.
So anyway, so that goes down, and then he's like, so, Bitcoin's up to, like, 20 grand. What are we going to buy a country or something? And I was like... I'm sorry, fucking what? So I go look online, and Bitcoin's like fucking $16,000, $17,000, $18,000 or something. And I was like, get the fuck out of here! Like, that was unbelievable. It was such a spike. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like 2,000, I thought was like the peak, and then now I'm looking at 20. I'm like, holy shit! So jokingly, I was like, nah, but like Dogecoins, that's where the money's at. Like, just to be like a dick. And he's like, yeah, that's up to like 2 cents. And I was like, really? So it wasn't quite at 2 cents, but it was at like 1.6, 1.8, something like that. And I was like, holy fuck, for real? So I load up the core, man, and the thing's like, now sinking fucking 5 years. I'm like, come on, motherfucker.
Any fucking day now.
Yeah, so I like bootstrap the fucking thing with like torrents and shit. And anyway, I get the thing running, and I'm like, holy fuck. So I'm like, let's just see what goes down. So, like, I start trying to figure out how to, so I, like, change it to this and do that, and I finally figure out how to buy shit, because, like, nobody was taking it anymore, because it was garbage.
Worthless.
Yeah, so I was, like, moving it to Bitcoin and buying shit this way. It was, like, fucking ridiculous. So I'm jumping through all these hoops, and I'm like, oh, let's just see. So I, like, make a transaction, and I'm, like, just, shaking, basically, and then it worked, and I was like, Yahoo! And I went fucking bananas. So, yeah, I ended up doing pretty good with that. But I kept quite a bit.
I got a T-shirt out of it, so
Yeah. And
Nice.
I kept quite a bit because I kept like 15-20% because I just like the idea of maybe waking up in 10 years and being like, that shit's at $1 or a nickel or something, and be like,
So,
yes, you know what I mean? So,
ballpark how well you did.
So I bought like 5 watches to the point where I needed a watch case. So I bought a watch case. I got a new bedroom set so that my wife would stop complaining about all the other shit I was buying unnecessarily. I bought an onboard air for my kit for my truck.
I was going to say, what did you buy for your truck?
I bought everything for my truck. I bought onboard air kit. I bought train horns. I bought new
that's how you
fucking...
know you made it big. When you start spending money on train horns.
I'm rich, bitch. I got light bars. I got a leveling system. I got new hitches.
Did you get new legs?
I didn't get legs.
He didn't make quite that much yet.
I didn't get legs.
That's what he held on to that 15% for.
Yeah.
No jazzy.
I got a new lawnmower. I got a snow blower. I got a bunch of like security cameras.
Did you get a blowjob?
Yeah, man. I got a bedroom set.
I
I
was
got
gonna
many.
This is the bedroom set was for.
So anyway, everything like I went stupid because fucking
Why not?
why not exactly? And I made a point. I was like, I could pay bills, and I was like, fuck that. This is Dogecoin. I'm buying ridiculous stupid shit, and that's exactly what I did. I bought ridiculous stupid shit that I would normally
That you
never
want, but
buy.
you'd never buy.
Exactly. And I was like, no, this is a joke. I'm
This is
doing
found
this.
money, so
exactly. I'm
fucking
going to be a
blowing on dumb
complete
shit.
asshole, and I was, and it's been fantastic. And I recommend it. This is
Not a bad watch.
no,
What is it?
It's a wooden watch. Because fucking why not?
Why not?
I got a T-shirt
wear
out
watch.
of it. You
Yeah,
got
I
me a
get-
T-shirt
I got
that
it.
says "Strangle Things."
Instead of Stranger Things.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
That's pretty cool.
I like
and,
it.
and I've been rocking a Dogecoin shirt that I bought straight Doge. What's up?
He came to my house wearing it, and he felt real bad about himself because he was texting me. He's like, "What size shirt are you in? XL?"
Oh no.
No?
I'm an XL. So I was like, "Oh, what size shirt are you? A large?" He's like, "Medium." And I was like, "You motherfucker." But like, yeah, I did this bedroom set, and like,
Nobody cares, Steve. Nobody wants to see pictures.
when it was all done, I'm just saying, I have, and it's staying in my bedroom forever. I have framed a picture of that Doge, like just lighting $100 bills, lighting a cigar with $100 bills on my wife's nightstand, and it's just gonna stay there forever as a reminder to.
Like, this is where your bedroom set came from.
Yes.
Don't you ever fucking
From
forget
me,
it.
Right.
when he came over and told me the story and he gave me the T-shirt, I was like, dude, only you would make money from being a fucking complete idiot.
Well, I wasn't the only one. Obviously, there's other people on the planet.
Right, but like you, all right. We used to, like, everybody at work knew. We had what, 20 people in our test group.
Yeah, about
everybody knew Steve. Like, you know, the end of the test cycle would be 2 weeks, right? So it would be like the Wednesday of the second week, and everyone would be like, "So Steve, you know,
How's it
how
going?
far behind are you? Like, did you do any work? Well, I have like 4,000 test cases left. Like, oh, so you haven't done shit? Like, stop running around like you're either smoking, talking, or dicking around on the internet." And it was well known. Everybody, even like our managers knew it. They're like, "Dude, what have you been doing all week?" Like, I've been on Reddit dicking around the internet mining Dogecoins. So,
Well-
only you would turn out that you're being an idiot 4 years ago. You forget about it, and it turns into like thousands of dollars for you to dick around with.
Yeah, it was fun.
It's awesome.
Listen, it's a good story.
It's a great story.
No one talks about the guy that pays his fucking bills on time. You know, it's like, hey, you know Steve? Yeah, he pays his bills on time, that guy. You can set your watch to him. Fuck that. You want to do something interesting. Just saying.
Yeah. But only you.
Yeah, well, you know.
It's an amazing. I think it's awesome. When you were telling me on Sunday night, I was like, "This is the best thing."
Slackers of the world, this is your time to shine. Like but now since I did all of this, it's down to like
Nothing again, probably.
it's down to like less than a half a cent.
So you spent it while you.
Yeah, I hit it quick. But like I said, I kept like a couple $100,000 or $100, something like that, I forget, just to like.
Just in case.
Just to dream, man. Just to dream of the moon. Just to go to the moon.
Just a dream for them new legs.
Yeah. I bought all this shit, and I was like, laying in bed like, wow, that was awesome. Fuck, I need a lawnmower. And I'd like run upstairs again and like buy a lawnmower. And I was like, this is amazing.
You would run.
Well,
Run.
I would drag myself quickly.
Run and upstairs? I don't think so.
Yeah. No, I went up the stairs. Listen, I was on the rocket ship, man. It was fucking amazing.
So, what else is going on in the world right now? We had Donald Trump gave his State of the Union speech. Did anybody watch?
I watched some of it.
I
It
did.
was interesting.
I did not watch any of
I
it.
didn't watch any of it. The only thing I saw a meme today that really tickled me, and it was.
Did you tip him in Doge?
If I had it, I would have.
You
It was,
motherfucker.
it was a meme of Donald Trump giving his State of the Union
Oh,
with the time haters staring at him. And if you don't know what the time haters are, the time haters are a skit from the Chappelle Show.
Hate.
So somebody photoshopped them in the halls of Congress and
they
was
just-
staring at Trump while he gives his speech. it was
right on.
I
It
was
was so
fucking
funny.
dying,
Yeah,
man.
I saw that too. But let me go back to my story about watching some of it. The only reason I was watching it is because I was sitting on the couch and I couldn't find the remote. Like it came on, and I was like, "Fuck, where's the remote?"
I heard a thing. Somebody compressed, I guess, like his whole speech into like a 3-minute clip, and
Like
it was
the
just,
best of?
and it was just him going, "I did this, I did this, I'm the best at this, I'm the best at this, I did this, I did this, I did this." It's
Honestly,
just like I'm the best ever president ever in 1 year.
He's a terrible speaker. Some of the things that he was saying, like I could get behind. Like honestly, like if it wasn't him and if it was somebody else that was more eloquent and could, formulate a fucking thought normally.
It wasn't an
and-
ego.
Yeah. Like there were certain things that he was talking about that he did and that he's going to be, he's signing legislation for and pushing for. He was talking about a bill that he's passed about reforming like the VA hospitals and shit like that, which is good. Like people don't realize this. Because of one of the bills that he signed, there was something like 1,100 or 1,500 people that were fired from these hospitals because of negligence.
That's good.
Like they were like abusing like these veterans and shit.
Nobody
like that.
cares
Like,
about the veterans like I do.
it was just fucking it was really crazy. Like so some of it like I was like, all right, like I could see that and like you're doing good, but you just speak like a fucking
I
moron.
love America the most.
Yeah.
Nobody loves America like me.
You know what though? I feel like I said it right before. I think if you go back to like the podcast, even I think I said it. Like I feel like America deserves this. Like that's what we want. We want the celebrity,
Yeah.
like President Camacho, fucking situation. Like
We want The Rock.
yo,
2020.
that's what I'm saying.
I'd vote for The Rock.
I rest my case. Like we're at that point, to the point where the Democrats, like not the Democrats, but like there was a talk for a minute where they were like, "Fuck, Donald Trump is like
This might actually happen.
Like yeah. And then when it did happen, they were like, "What do we do? Bring in Oprah."
This is my the greatest.
That's their They were
my
like,
example.
Jesus.
My metaphor for this is that Donald Trump is the rubber band snapping back on itself.
Yeah, but you know what? Just imagine what would happen. I mean, they all said the economy was going to tank. They all said
the economy
all
was
this
doing
stuff.
great.
You know what I'm saying? Like everything that's gone down is like different. Then they were like, oh,
You know, Donald Trump is the reason for Dogecoin, right?
They have similar hair.
they do have similar hair.
I'm the best at cryptocurrencies.
You know who's behind that bump, Steve? Up to 2 cents.
Nobody likes the Doge like me.
It was the Donald and Putin together.
We're gonna get Steve his new legs because I care.
We're going to throw in a little extra so we can get him a train horn in his pickup truck. America. Fuck yeah.
We're gonna get Steve hydraulic legs with a train horn on it. Because nobody loves the veterans like Donald.
Nobody cares about the cripples like Donald. That's fucking great. Holy shit.
They may have the women and they may have the minorities, but I will get the cripples. I will have the cripples and the handicaps. We'll all be voting for Donald.
We have the best cripples, don't we, folks? Best parking.
2020, vote for Donald Trump. His ideas have legs.
Yeah. God almighty. Holy shit. Yeah. But, you know, whatever. I'm just listen, my 401k never looked better. My little investments never looked better. Now, I went to the point of investing. I made a doomsday investment portfolio.
Of course you did.
Well, this is the shit he does rather than work.
So like I go down a rabbit hole on the internet occasionally, as it's been mentioned, and so there's these people that are like, you know, these hardcore conspiracy type folk that are like, dude, the media is run by only 3 companies, right?
Jews.
And I'm
Run by
like,
Jews,
yeah.
to be honest.
And I'm like, really? And what are those tickers, right? So like every time they tell me that like the Earth is run by a special corporation, I fucking put that in my doomsday fund, like so that I can invest in that shit, so that if they're right and the world turns into shit, those companies should do fucking excellent. And if they're wrong, then everything else I normally invest in should do fucking excellent. So ultimately, I should be doing excellent. That's the plan.
So here's something funny that like I didn't realize until like looking today. Do you know how many companies Pepsi owns?
Oh yeah, there's like 60.
Well, but
Frito-Lay,
Frito-Lay,
Yeah.
Quaker, they own
Dasani.
Gatorade, they own Starbucks.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know
Absolutely.
that. Yeah, PepsiCo is fucking gigantic.
Pepsi owns Starbucks?
Yeah, dude. I was looking today because my guys at work were talking about something about they were talking about this commercial or something like that. It was like a Doritos and like Mountain Dew commercial or something like that, and like they were talking
Both
about how
Pepsi,
funny.
yeah.
And I was like, I don't think they are. I think they're affiliated, and I'm like, you know, let me look it up. And I look at it. I was like, oh, look, Frito-Lay's and Pepsi, same company. And I was looking. It's like the top 6 companies that they own, and it was like Quaker, so they own like all the cereal brands.
Oh, here I have all their subsidiaries, and I have all of their products. So what do we want? Products or subsidiaries?
There's probably
subsidiaries.
only about 12 companies that own every food brand in the
Yeah.
world.
Quaker,
Like Kraft.
Starbucks, Seattle's Best Coffee, Amp, No Fear, Rockstar, Sobe, Captain Crunch. I mean, there's just a million cereals.
Yeah, well, that's all Quaker. Quaker owns all of them. They own
Right,
Quakers.
all the rice snacks, side dishes, rice-a-roni, pasta-roni, Cheetos, Doritos, Lay's, Ruffles, Tostitos, Bakits, Cracker Jacks, Doritos, I think I said that already, Fritos,
So somebody-
Funyuns, Hickory Sticks, Lay's, all of Lay's.
Somebody was real high when they were like fucking
Oh,
were coming up with the portfolio. They're like, yo, let's fucking buy all this
Sun
shit.
chips, dog.
Stacey's peanut chips. Pepsi.
Yeah.
Obviously, soft drinks is like a billion of them.
People still buy
Gatorade,
Sun
they
chips.
own Gatorade.
Yeah, Sun chips are good.
Yeah, Sun chips are good. Gatorade, Aquafina.
Oh, at Dasani's Coke.
Yeah, Dasani's Coke.
Yep.
Powerade and Dasani are Coke.
Yeah, it's an insane amount of stuff. That's PEP for those listening. PEP on the stock exchange. Yeah,
Now is not the time to buy Pepsi stock, though.
revenue of $62.7 billion of 2016.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Think about that for a minute. That's bigger than, I would say, 80% of the countries on Earth, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, way more.
Yeah. That's insanity.
Way
Well,
more.
they sell Pepsi and all those products in probably like 99% of the countries on Earth. So
Yeah,
their
that's true too.
headquarters. Their headquarters is in Purchase, upstate. And like I used to do we used to do the batteries there, and it's like 12 years ago, it was like a little shithole building. I used to be like, "This is fucking Pepsi? The fuck?"
But is that just Pepsi or PepsiCo? Like PepsiCo is the one that owns everything. Pepsi.
No, it's PepsiCo. That's like their headquarters. It's
really?
Yeah, I'm almost positive it was their headquarters.
there's
it was
a
like
lot of companies that have their headquarters in Purchase for some reason.
I think like tax breaks and fucking shit like that they do.
And a lot of them don't want to be in Manhattan.
Yeah.
And a lot of them moved after 9/11.
to Purchase.
Yeah, to Purchase for whatever reason. Because it's like halfway in between.
Albany and
Connecticut has
Fuck Albany. No one cares about Albany.
Yeah, Connecticut.
Connecticut has a major financial district.
Yeah, yep. They have a financial district. So in between, and there's always been a lot of historically corporate headquarters there, just because it's easy proximity to Connecticut, easy proximity to airports.
All the hedge funds are in Connecticut.
Is that so?
Yeah.
Like not all, but a lot.
Yeah, a significant amount.
A significant amount of hedge
They're
funds.
all based in the tri-state area because what's his name now is trying to raise the taxes on them. Not de Blasio, Cuomo.
Oh, Cuomo.
Cuomo. So Cuomo's trying to raise the taxes on them, on the hedge fund employees, so that they're not paying capital gains, but they're paying like a regular income tax, like normal employees. But what he's trying to do in order to get them not to just move to one of the other states is he's trying to get New Jersey and Connecticut and Pennsylvania all on board with this same like hedge fund tax to siphon money out of the hedge fund employees. And California just proposed they cut the corporate income tax. How the last tax plan that just went through cut corporate income tax, and now like Apple and Google and all these companies that have been storing like hundreds of millions of dollars offshore
billions.
hundreds of billions of dollars for the last like 30 plus years, all started bringing money back. So what does California do? Oh no, we can't have that. We have to fill the gap. So they raise their own California corporate tax rates. To make them back up to the federal tax rates. So it means
no one's going to be in California anymore.
Yeah, it means companies are going to be moving, or the money's going back to Cayman Island.
Ireland. Ireland.
That's
right?
the end.
Where's the
end. The resting place is Ireland.
Yes.
Why Ireland?
They do this thing called. They have a series of tax shelters. So first, the money comes. Out of the United States, and it typically will go to Zug, Switzerland, which Zug, Switzerland is like a farm town, almost like a Yaphank, and there's a couple different like big buildings there that literally tens of thousands of corporations all have as like their global corporate headquarters. Yeah. It's just mailboxes, and each one of them has to pay like $2,500 a year to be registered there. And there's somebody there that gets the mail, and then they like the CEO and a couple employees have to fly in there and have lunch like once a year and get receipts to show that like they've been there. So the money goes to Zug, Switzerland. Mm-hmm. Which then there they pay like a very minimal corporate tax of like 0.5% or something like that, and they're allowed to keep the money there for a certain amount of years. Then the money goes to Cayman Islands, where it sits for another couple of years, where it does the same thing, and then it usually ends up in Ireland,
which has another very low lax rate.
Low lax rate, and then from there they'll take the money and they'll utilize it either in like. Research and design, if they were like doing that in China, or maybe in manufacturing like overseas somewhere. So all of that money, like I think it was Apple had $100 billion offshore that they earned here. So they earn $100 billion selling us like iPads and MacBooks and iPhones, and that money just goes overseas and sits in like a bank somewhere, because if they bring it back here, they would have had to have paid like 18% or
more than it's like almost 30.
Yeah, almost 30 at one point.
It was ridiculous.
So the money just sits over there, and they never end up bringing it back unless they need it. They'll bring over a tiny little bit at a time. So Trump had that tax plan that got put through this year. So Apple said, all right, we're going to bring back $100 billion, and we're going to give every Apple employee, every Apple Store employee, everyone that works for us, a $2,500 bonus with that money. And that's what they did.
Didn't Home Depot just do something like that too?
A whole
There's
bunch
a
of big
ton of
all the
companies. There's a
companies
list.
are all bringing money back now, and they're all giving it out to their employees
Because
as
it's a
bonuses.
write-off, right?
Yeah. Well,
Well, no, but it's always a write-off whenever you give money to an employee. It's always a write-off, and it's a bonus. Like you're not paying tax on the money that you use to pay. Your employer pays you a paycheck. They don't pay tax on the money they have to write out. That's
you
like
gotta
that's
pay
a
the
cost.
fucking tax.
You pay tax.
yeah. So like AT&T, I believe it was, right? They gave something like 2.5 million people like $1,000, like some ridiculous. Maybe I'm sorry, that
No,
can't be
no,
right.
it was
It was 200,000 people.
It was a
That's
huge
what it was.
number.
It was 200,000 people got $1,000. I was just like, holy shit! Yeah.
So you got to figure all of those people. I mean, people were bitching about this tax plan, but I mean, if you worked at the Apple store making $12 an hour, and then Donald Trump passes this new tax plan, and all of a sudden somebody gives you a $2,500 check that nobody at Apple store is getting a $2,500 bonus at the end of the year, ever.
Ever.
Okay,
That's
how
like
good
real
of a
big.
genius you are.
Yeah. Well, my mother.
And if you don't have insurance, you don't have to pay the whatever it was
Oh,
fee for not
yeah.
having insurance when you file your taxes this year. So everyone that doesn't have health insurance, like
No
all the
longer
young
has to pay
people,
the penalty.
You don't have to pay the penalty of. It was a few hundred. I think it went up to. Did it go up to 1,800 last year? I don't know
it
what
was
it
a
was.
lot.
I don't know, but it was
crazy,
significant.
yeah.
But that's what's messed up because I was reading something about it was Washington Post, I believe, wrote an article, and the only reason this is why I don't go on Facebook anymore because someone was like freaking out about like the tax thing and how it screws the poor, and I was like, how the poor don't pay taxes?
Yeah, it's like they don't.
How
They
could it
literally don't
possibly
pay
pay-
anything. They don't pay anything.
How is it
If
possible?
anything, they get money from those fucking taxes that are being paid.
Right. I'm like, how is that possible? So the guy says, oh, read this article, right? So I read the article, and the article, I swear to God, says this will screw the poor because they might choose to drop their health insurance now that they no longer will be penalized for not having it, and in doing so, they will lose the benefits of having health insurance.
Give me the button.
I swear to God.
I'll kill that guy. I'll break this bottle.
Yeah, I will.
I'll break the
I will.
Heineken bottle, and I will kill him with the Heineken bottle. And anyone that said that article was okay
swear
to
to
put
God.
up or a good idea, I'll kill all of them.
I swear to God, that's a real article.
If they have children, I'll kill their children just because they might have the same linear type
Retarded
of thought.
fucking ideas.
I swear. So the article was like, people who cancel their health insurance don't have any, and it's like, yeah, no shit. But like that was their argument. I'm like, wow. But like, I'm sure it affects some people poorly. I know a couple people that pay a crap load of taxes.
If you have high property taxes
yeah,
here,
high
and
property taxes,
if you live
it
in
bangs them up.
California here or northern Jersey, you're definitely missing out.
sure.
Like, I'm going to lose money
Sure.
over the new tax plan, and I don't know that I'll get it back until probably the better part of like next year. It depends on like how everything works
Right.
out. But the economy did so well last year that I don't
It's a
really
wash.
mind.
Yeah. So,
No, I did much better. And
oh, good.
I did, and so far this January, I've done very well as well. Much better than the previous, we'll say 7 Januaries. I won't say 8. I'm going to say 7. And I'm not going to like praise it because like, oh, this is so wonderful, because I understand why the economy is doing well.
Right.
And most people don't understand why the economy is doing well. They just think that, oh, Donald Trump got in there and he's changing things or whatever. It's not that. It's the fact that we had a recession and Obama began to print money, which is the same thing that every single president that we've ever had that's dealt with a recession has done to get us out of it. You print money. And you print money so all of those people that owe money have money to pay back their debt, so that nobody defaults and doesn't cause even further economic turmoil. So what happens when you start to print money are people that have debt pay their money back. People that don't have debt start to hoard it and put it under their mattress. They leave it in their bank account. Instead of buying new cars for their businesses or for themselves or buying a bigger home, they get very worried because of the recession, and they just start to store all of that money. So we had, I think it was 3 or 4 phases of what was called quantitative easing, where the federal government, I'm not going to get into the
Federal
depths of it.
Reserve, not the federal
All right.
government.
The Federal Reserve were basically buying back
Debt.
bonds and buying back debt, pumping more U.S. dollars into the economy. So what was happening is everybody that didn't have debt and wasn't underwater on their mortgage, didn't know thousands of dollars in credit card bills. They were just storing money the whole time. Every dollar they got, they were storing, like, oh, I have this money and I could buy a new car, but I'm not going to buy a new car because I don't know if the economy is going to get worse. So they were all storing it for the last 6 years. And then Donald Trump got elected, somebody who's putting forth policies that are going to be business friendly, putting forth policies that are going to even out the trade discrepancies with us and everybody else in the world. Somebody that's going to look out for like the best interests of businesses in America, and they felt comfortable again to pump the money back into the stock market. And that's the only reason the economy is doing well, because there's been a backlog of people sitting on money under their mattress that haven't been investing in, haven't been putting it back in, haven't been spending money on their business.
They have faith in the economy now.
And they have faith in the economy now because you don't have somebody in office that's doing things that negatively affect our economy, which is exactly what happened for 8 years. Like, if you look at it logically, I've always looked at countries like China and countries like Russia, and you can always tell what they're going to do because they do what the fuck makes sense. Like, this is what we should do. This is what makes sense. This is what we should do in like your worst Russian accent or Chinese accent. This is what makes best sense for us. Yes.
Spend Dogecoin.
Exactly. But in America,
to the moon.
In America, many times we do things that don't make sense.
No shit.
And we do things that don't make sense because we're paying back secret favors to other countries.
That's just it. We're sending pallets of cash at night and doing weird shit.
We're doing all types of shady things that the regular people are unfamiliar with.
Clandestine shit. Yeah.
Sometimes we have politicians that just don't understand money, or they just don't know. And they get tricked by their advisors who are basically doing favors for their corporate interests. And they write policy and they come up with trade agreements, or you have somebody that might be your Secretary of State that might be supposedly putting
an oil company.
Yeah, or maybe she's supposed to be giving government aid to countries like Haiti that have earthquakes, and then maybe somehow her brother ends up with the mining and oil rights to those countries.
Weird.
It's crazy, right? I don't know how that stuff works.
Or Saudi Arabia might want to buy $200 million worth of helicopter airships from us and naval boats, and they can't really buy them.
Maybe your dad is the head of the Carlyle Group. I don't know.
No, that's true. And then additionally, when you bring all these companies back into the United States and they start expanding here, what you're doing is you're adding more money into that economy, and you're adding more money into the stock market through 401s and this and that, and it becomes a fulfilling prophecy. So basically,
this leads to the next little segue here. Stay tuned for the expanding content of the Six Borough podcast, including Eric Ott's weekly finance show.
Yeah, not yet. That's coming
soon.
It's a little preview. This is a little preview right there. You broke it down pretty well.
It's coming soon, but not yet.
But let's talk about that real quick. We're going to be expanding our content, so we're developing some new shows, some new podcasts. Eric Ott's going to be doing 2 of them.
Yeah, I'll be doing one about economics and different financial issues and things like that, and then I'm also helping one of our friends, Drew Tenali, get his podcast rolling. His podcast is going to be more politics and I guess like social media based.
Current events.
That's what I'd say. That's going to be
Kardashians.
called Dumpster Fire.
That's excellent.
Great name.
Such a great name.
Now, we won't be talking about the Kardashians on Dumpster Fire. It's going to be mainly world leaders, politicians, and
other dumpster fires.
What's going on in
the
media, like real current events, not Kardashian and Kanye current events.
Excellent. That sounds awesome. Dumpster Fire.
Dumpster Fire.
Great name.
That is a great
Be on
name.
the lookout for it.
So over the next couple weeks, we're going to be flooding you guys with some new content.
And some new ideas. We're going to be reaching out to people to see if anyone's interested, anyone's got any ideas.
If your ideas suck, fuck you. Eric Ott's going to press the button.
Yeah, we'll tell you if your idea sucks.
I'm going to get you a button,
You'll be lucky
Eric.
if you get the button. I'm going to get you with the broken bottle.
But we're going to be pumping out content. That's the goal. That's what we want to do.
If anyone has any suggestions on our website, I don't want to hear them. It is what it is.
Unless you're sending Dogecoins.
Yeah. Tip us Doge. I'll put my address up on that shit for real. Tip me Doge. You know what? If anyone has fucking Dogecoins, what I'll do is I'll put an address.
Audubon.
Steve, nobody has Dogecoin. Nobody.
Nobody even knew what the fucking Dogecoin
Listen,
was.
I've been like.
I'm gonna put it.
I've been into cryptocurrencies pretty heavily for the last like 3 or 4 months, and I'd never even heard of them until you put that picture up.
You're such a noob. 3 or 4 months.
Well, I mean, I've been spending my money on them.
Oh, that's different.
I've been financially involved for that long.
You've been investing in memes.
No, I don't.
Well, then
invest
there you
in
go.
memes.
Well, that's why you don't have a bedroom set.
It's got you there.
All right. Six Borough Podcast. Signing out.
That's it? Wrapping it just like that?
Wrapping it up.
Just that's it, huh?
You and that fucking sweet headphone hoodie look.
You jealous?
You must have a
Mind-blowing.
date tonight, Dave.
I do.
Yeah, with his fucking right hand.
I'm a lefty.
He's
bitch.
a lefty. The stranger.
Yeah, no, you
Stranger.
You guys have seen my right hand. It ain't going down with the right hand.
Are you going to do it European style?
No,
Cowboy
maybe.
inverted?
I'd have to get like a leg up.
Cowboy.
If I was going to use my right hand, that's how I'd have to do it. No bullshit. If I'm going to jerk off righty, that's how I'd have to do it. I'm not even kidding.
Is that why you take yoga? So you can get up underneath?
Yeah, I'm trying to get in that warrior jerk off pose. Yeah.
Oh,
We need-
You ever
for
see?
guys
You ever
listening,
see?
We need videos.
You ever
so
seen Ace Ventura?
badly.
You know the end of Ace Ventura?
I mean, I don't think I've seen Ace Ventura since like 1995.
All right, you know-
Yo,
You know
on
the end of
real?
Ace Ventura when he catches Einhorn
Yeah,
and he turns around and she's tucking her dick in the back. That's how I do it righty.
that's how you do it, righty? It's intense. Yo, on the real though, I watched Ace Ventura not too long ago.
We watched it together.
Yeah,
You giving
it's
Dave
still
ideas?
fucking funny.
It's
It
hilarious.
holds up. It is
Does
so
it? I haven't
goddamn
seen it
fucking
easily
funny.
Still
10 years.
hilarious.
It's still
So great.
So
23
fucking
years
funny.
later, still hilarious.
Yeah, it's still so fucking funny. All the jokes.
Before we sign off, I have to ask you now. We're talking about like that whole Finkel thing. Who you got for the Super Bowl?
Patriots. Are you fucking kidding me?
Fucking Patriots. Hell
They're gonna
yeah.
wipe the. Nick Foles is not winning a fucking Super Bowl. I'm sorry, he's not. Tom Brady, like.
Tom Brady had surgery.
He's the
I thought on
fucking
his
greatest-
hand. I didn't realize it was to add another fucking finger. He's gonna put another ring on that bitch. For real. Listen, I'm a diehard Giants fan. I am.
I can never.
I
like,
have to root. This hurts me so bad, but I have to root for the Patriots
Of course,
because
of course.
I cannot allow the fucking Eagles.
You can't,
Jesus
as
Christ.
a Giants fan, root for the Eagles
No.
to do anything
Are there
besides
odds?
getting to a fucking car accident and all dying.
Are there odds? Are there odds yet? Or
Yeah, of course.
I'm sure. Yeah, I don't know what
look,
they are.
I
but
looked today, but I couldn't find them.
I'll be honest with you, the Philly has the worst fucking fans in the
They're
world.
the
the
fucking dude,
absolute worst.
It doesn't matter who they are. They could be the Flyers fans, the 76ers fans, the Phillies fans, and the Eagles
Oh,
fans.
the town
They're
you're saying
all
is the worst?
They're all fucking
City.
piece of shit.
city, excuse me.
Yeah, the city. Every one of those fucking fans,
They're the worst.
they're the worst. They're the
I
fucking
thought Raiders
worst.
fans are real.
No,
bad.
Raiders fans are like just
They're
passionate.
just passionate.
Yeah,
like fucking.
There's a difference.
They're just passionate. Like if you go there with like a jersey of an opposing team, you're
Like,
just
they'll stab you
you're just
passionate.
gonna get
Yeah.
stabbed and you'll end up in a coma. That's like real passion.
like this.
Like I saw them stomp out like a 75-year-old man.
They'll
with, like,
stab you with a
Pittsburgh
screwdriver.
jersey.
They don't give a
Oh
fuck.
yeah. But like, there's only like a 40% chance you'll get. There's like a 70% chance in Philly.
But even the players that go to fucking Philly, like years. This I'm going back years and years and years and years ago. I was playing in a roller hockey tournament in Philly, and the rink was right across the street from the Flyers practice facility. Mm-hmm. Happened to be outside. Probably like 40 fucking early teen like hockey players. Eric Lindros comes out. Couldn't be fucking bothered to talk to any. There's 40 fucking like 13, 14-year-old roller hockey players like fucking outside. Like couldn't like just a fucking piece of shit. I'm like, you cocksucker. I'm glad you got all those concussions. I hope you can't fucking talk anymore.
He might not have known what was
douchebag.
going on. He might
Yeah,
have
this
been
is
like,
he just saw double of
roller
everything.
skates.
This is before all the concussions. This is when he was like in his prime, just fucking killing it. And I'm like, good. I'm glad.
He probably was going to get laid.
Look,
He's like,
back-
I'm going to sit here and talk to these fucking
fuck dude.
dorks. I'm
Say
going to go
so-
fucking fuck hot chicks.
He's like, I gotta meet up with Mario Lemieux. We got some ladies waiting for us.
Yeah. No, they're probably gonna
Lemieux
suck
and
each other's
Yager
dicks.
had a bunch
Like,
of fucking
so-
Libyan, hot Spanish models waiting for him.
Supermodels, yeah, like Yager gets them with the hair. I don't get them, but Yager brings them all down with that hair.
I'm gonna sit here and talk to you roller skating dorks. Nope.
Not for nothing, man.
Hockey players.
My family.
Roller skating
Hockey
dorks.
players.
It's not roller skates. They're roller blades.
I'm sorry,
It's
rollerblading
different.
dorks.
They're in
even
line,
better.
fuckers. It was the same sport that he fucking
The
played.
same guys that roller skate down fucking Venice Beach and tights.
Oh my god. The group
No,
of
again, roller skates, quads, like fucking. Come on now.
Six Borough podcast.
the group of guys that like hang out, like my brother and
Cut
everything.
Steve's mic off.
The Scarf Soldier
I'm
guys.
cutting somebody's mic off. It's not thieves.
We just got on that USA show, that NFL Football Fanatic show. Like my parents were all on that shit. You said that, right?
I saw the video you said, yeah.
So like, yeah, just a shout out. So anyway,
that was it. I just wanted to throw that out there.
But like the point was back to the Philly fans being
Assholes.
dicks. Yeah. So the host was saying like on an interview, he was like, "Yo, Philly fans have messaged me, like text me and shit, and like contacted me after the show, being like, yo, I want to fucking vomit when I see you wearing another team's jersey, blah blah blah." He's like getting like threats and shit. Like no other team. Like really? What the fuck? Like they're threatening the host they hung out with. Like,
just so
I have to quote somebody that Yarbs, and this expresses how much New York fans of all New York sports hate Phillies or Philadelphia fans. We were in a bar in TJ Finley's, Jay Pulver.
I can just fucking imagine.
There was I don't remember the exact context, but a girl took off his Yankee hat. Jay's always wearing a Yankee hat, and she was like, I think she was a Phillies fan. She's like, I'm gonna put a Phillies hat on you. He was like, I'd let you fuck my mother before I ever wore a Phillies.
Yo, for real.
Oh, it was the girl's boyfriend. That's what it was. He was saying, he's like, I would let you fuck my mother before I ever wore a goddamn Phillies.
Oh my god, that's fucking
it's like,
amazing.
wow.
But just in case anyone doesn't know, like, what pieces of shit these fucking fans are, there's an actual jail in Lincoln Financial.
In the stadium.
In the stadium. Because so many people got arrested. And
these motherfuckers attacked Santa Claus.
Yeah.
I saw
So
that.
Like,
the
come on.
Lincoln Financial Center is the new one. What was do you remember what the one before that? I can't remember. But it was that was the first one that had a jail, and then they put a jail into the new field because so many people would get arrested, and most police forces are like on Sundays, especially in Pennsylvania. Like in Pennsylvania, if you want to commit a crime in Pennsylvania, Sunday's the day because they work with skeleton crews all throughout Pennsylvania, especially like rural areas. My brother lives in Western Pennsylvania, like near Pittsburgh. There's like one guy that fucking patrols the town. One fucking cop. Like that's it.
Hot tip of the day, Six Borough podcast. Sundays.
Moving to Philly.
But yeah, like they put a jail in, not like a holding cell, like a legit jail with a judge, so they could fucking sentence you right then and there.
That's awesome.
That's how big a piece of shit
these
these
guys
guys are.
awesome.
Like that's the level that Philly fans are on, especially in Philly. Like, come on.
All right. Well.
All right, so go
Fuck
Pats.
Philly.
I can't believe I'm
Six
saying
Borough
that.
podcast.
Yo,
signing
I
up.
said I would buy a Tom Brady jersey and wear it
No,
watching the Super Bowl.
no. There's
that's
a line.
No, that's
There's
how,
a line, and that's way the
Yeah,
fuck
no, the
over.
line is Eli beats him in this fucking Super Bowl all the time. That's fine.
That's fine too.
Yeah.
But I'm not buying a fucking jersey. I'm not going to celebrate.
I'm gonna bet on it. I don't care who wins, but I'm gonna bet on it.
Yeah, we should do that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bet on the coin toss. I'm gonna bet on all that wacky
Everything.
shit.
Everything.
It's weird. I think they're using a Dogecoin for the.
They're having one minted just for
Wow,
that.
such game.
All right, on that point, on that note, Six
that's
Borough
it.
Podcast.